All right. Walking eye. I didn't see what the uncle said. He always has something clever to say. Oh, you're gonna have a very bad time. That's good to hear. See what this first chest is. Whoa!
Oh, world record escape time is coming right up.
Yeah, this means that after they get to Princess Zelda and they, talk to her, they can just mirror straight back to the entrance of Hyrule Castle and cut about a minute. Like it's a lot of time that you can
Yeah,
cut off.
it's about a minute.
That mirror will also, save some of the time that these guys are gonna waste looking for bombs on their way through this escape segment. So the
Absolutely.
uncle has. Oh,
Speaking of
10
bombs,
bombs. Yeah. No longer searching for them, but now they have to be careful getting through the escape without wasting all those bombs.
right, and this is the randomized weaponry standard mode, so it could be any assortment of weapon from the uncle. It could be bomb, bow, red cane, blue cane, hammer, or even a sword.
Yeah. Fire rod is another great one to start out with. All right, so far we've gotten 10 bombs, of course, from Uncle, and then this mirror. Hopefully, and I don't think it's going to happen, but hopefully these guys can find another weapon within the escape sequence. Wow, the bomb straps
Very
for
nice
Walking
setup.
Eye.
And an early moon pearl there too.
Smoke, yeah, Moon Pearl and Mirror already. That's awesome. Smoke had a little bit of trouble there with that first guard. Hopefully he farms some hearts under one of these pots here. The bombs do single heart of damage, so taking one to the face and then running into the guard a couple times, you can't do that too much with 3 hearts, There we see Walking Eye wasting 2 bombs and taking a hit from the guard. 3?
Oh, there it is. No, he had to use 3 there.
Ooh, man. Smoke too. This is a lot harder than it looks. That was nice though, Walking Eye getting that second guard. Or a second blue key guard. Smoke's cutting it close again, down to another half a heart.
Yeah, I'd have to wager that the bomb opening weapon is probably the toughest for our runners are going to be handling.
Oh, for sure. I expect both of these guys to use the 2-pot strat to kill this chain guard. I mean, no reason to waste. You only have 3 bombs left coming out after this. It's safe to save those for the end of the escape sequence, and then of course, like Kakariko Village, for instance, if you're gonna head there afterwards, you're gonna need some bombs for that.
Right, and we see Walking Eye utilizing that mirror that we were talking about earlier.
Yep, immediately. And there's Smoke following right behind, switching to his mirror.
All right, so we're going to do our typical sewer escape now, going through the Snake Hellway and also just through a couple more rooms, leading up to the final boss, that is the Key Rat.
That's right, and that Key Rat is notoriously sneaky. He can get around and just make you waste your bombs. And let's hope that doesn't happen to either one of these guys. They're probably just going to tank hits all the way through the sewers until they get to that Key Rat. Good RNG for Smoke there, being able to just weave in and out of those snakes. Here we go. Oh, that was beautiful. Northwest Rat, and Walking Eye just drops the bomb, picks it up, carries it a little bit, and then throws it straight at Northwest. That's really nice. Put Smoke with the same maneuver. Wow, these guys. You guys can tell that this is going to be a really good race. There's some money. Yeah, just some money. Some money and a heart piece in the back of the sewer. So at least they saved it, but not super valuable. they're going to need some money coming into Kakariko Village as well, and probably some later on for lots of other things. But yeah, not a whole lot of value in this escape, other than the Mire and the Pearl.
For sure. I think the real win there for information was just the fact that they know now that they have full clear and they don't have to come back.
That is nice. Oh, Walking Eye picking up that map. If he would have been paying attention to his items and his key opening locations during the escape, he could have been able to skip that and just save a couple seconds. Let's see if Smoke grabs the same, or grabs the map as well.
Nope. Yeah, he does.
He does.
Debated.
Yep, but it's their first race in the Swiss round, so I can't blame them for just full clearing. Just make sure you didn't grab the map somewhere else.
Speaking of debated, I wonder where Smoke's going.
I really liked that move, to be honest. Walking Eye finding that the bush crab is throwing 20s out, and that's really nice. He'll probably end up farming that a couple times. Smoke is near one of those bush crabs as well. If he heads east, which he doesn't have a weapon, so why would he head east with just one bomb? He won't be able to get very far. This is a good play, though. 2 items down here at the dam. If one of them is a weapon, he could actually head to the east and go to the baby Moldarm cave. There's more of those 20s. And a bomb at the end. I think it's like bonus. 8. Yeah, he throws like 8 items out and then throws a bonus item. And they're both randomized in this. Hey, a bottle. Is that green goo? I think it's green goo. There's a full heart container for Walking Eye. It's pretty nice early on. I think they found a couple of heart pieces already as well. Arrows out of the 2nd tier tree pull, I believe, for Walking Eye. Now, Smoke is heading to follow in Walking Eye's path. He started out differently by mirroring from the escape all the way back to Hyrule Castle and then running south. It's a neat play. It didn't pay off, but it was a neat play. Smoke's about to see what this crab has as well. And Walking Eye is heading into Blind's basement here. Or the thief basement. That's like a secondary fire source for getting into Ice Palace. Bombos medallion. That's pretty cool.
Indeed it is. Could be a medallion access to one of our 2 dungeons, either T-Rock or Mire as well.
Indeed. Speaking of which, we have not seen a map check from either of these guys. When I do see them, I will try to catch water crystals and pendants. Let you guys know. Ooh, Smoke's skipping that crab that he could have grabbed some more money from.
We actually did have one, and it's Eastern and Pod are crystals, or Pod Tower Hera are crystals, and Desert Palace is the green pendant.
Wow, well done. I did not see it at all. Another full heart container for Walking Eye. Holy moly. And 300 rupees. So he has a lot of money.
He also has options now with that 700 rupees and a pearl at his disposal.
Okay.
He has an added route to Zora now if he wants it.
Now, get this. With the cape advancement, if he can find the fighter sword, he would be able to go through Aghanim's tower right now. So that's pretty awesome. Unfortunately, without fighter sword, at least you can't cut the curtains right before the Aghanim fight. So, but still, that's an option once they do find a cutting source. Indeed, yes. You also do need a lamp to be able to see and get through Aghanim's tower.
That's only a logic requirement.
And yeah, but honestly, Aghanim's Tower is one of the harder dark sets of rooms to do. The maze and then the pit area with the guards. That's pretty brutal to get through without the mirror or without the lantern.
Yeah, there's a ton of RNG in that maze, but what really makes it difficult is how tight the corridors are, so you can get very lost in a hurry.
Oh yeah. So not a whole lot of value. I mean, a little bit. Getting that cape and getting a good amount of money and bombos, those are pretty nice. But we're looking for something nice. We're looking for something really good, some progression. Maybe the bow, maybe the glove, so we can head up to the mountain. With again that lantern that's missing out. Speak of the devil.
Here's your glove.
This glove, within the logic right now, it does open up. Let me see, the Zora's Domain. You could head there and go and spend 500 rupees. It's quite a trek, though. I imagine both of these guys are going to utilize a minor glitch called fake flippers to get there at some point in time. Especially with that pearl in hand, they can walk on water if they enter and leave the fairy fountain by Zora's Domain. walkingeye gets his power glove. I would imagine walkingeye is going to head south from Link's house now and do South Shore, clear all that out. I don't know if he'll go all the way to Ice Rod Cave, but I wouldn't skip it. They haven't found a lot for combat gear at the moment.
Right, is one of two big routing options right now. The second option that's available to him right now for just variety of chests and locations would be Hashvilla and Eastern right now.
Yeah, unfortunately, heading into Eastern without the bow, yeah, you might find some progression. You might also go through most of the dungeon and not find anything and have to return later to finish it out. So I don't think we're going to see too much route divergence this early on. There might not even be allowed route divergence this early on, but I'm excited to see what South Shore has to offer. There's a lot of items in a row. 5 and then the 6th if you want the one from Ice Rod Cave. Bomb counts are very, very important right now for both of these guys, seeing as they don't have another weapon. So as you can see, walkingeye. Oh, what?
Yeah.
That was unfortunate. That first bomb, I guess it was in the air. So this is why I was saying that bomb count is pretty important. Another one in the air. All right, here we go. Oh, hey. So we have a fetch quest item. Get some of your bombs back. Small shield. Yeah, he's skipping Ice Rod for now. That's a pretty cool development. Flippers. No water walking. So now, let me see the 2 fairy fountain chests. Those are in play, and so is Zora and Zora's Ledge. Looks like he's going to take the whirlpool to turn in that mushroom first, though. I like that. Go straight to turn in the mushroom. Don't let it linger in the back of your mind.
Very clever routing, by the way, to utilize this whirlpool.
I agree. Even fake flippering on that screen to use this whirlpool is really awesome. Smoke looks like he was having a little bit of trouble with the baby moldworms also. He's getting his flippers and mushroom. Let's see what this witch has to offer. Ooh, Smoke's heading to Ice Rod Cave. I like this. He can probably farm another bomb from that 50-50 rock in the northeast of South Shore. Hey, boomerang. Yeah, I'd take it. Walkingeye's routing, I like it. So he's gonna go straight to Zora's Domain after checking the fairy fountain, and Smoke is deciding to jump in the river or jump in the lake, check Hobo, and then swim back to Ice Rod Cave, I guess. Or maybe he'll go to Zora through that whirlpool in front of the Great Fairy Fountain. $20 from the hobo. Nothing in that fairy fountain either. Man, progression's kind of eluding these guys a little bit, isn't it?
Indeed it is. Sash Eastern looking like a hot ticket right now.
I agree. Or, you know, I hate to be that guy, but Agina's Cave over in Desert, a lot of people put that off because it's such a trek for just intel on one item up on the ledge, and then, you know, the item behind the bombable wall. Sometimes it's a really important place to go and check early on, and people put it off for far too long. 500 rupees. Let's see if they're well spent. Hey.
Oh, that's well spent.
That is a soggy ocarina that I think any of us would be gladly spending money on. Hey, another bottle with blue goo in it and something else that was nice.
Either medallion.
Ooh, 2 medallions. That's very good to know. Smoke's making the play directly into Eastern Palace now.
I like this play.
I do too.
Just because if you're already burning the travel to check out Sash and you don't have boots or loot, then you might as well just check out Eastern as well, even if you don't have the bow.
If he finds something important in there like a fire source, it could be a big deal. I think that Walking Eye is probably going to use that flute, that activated flute with the duck here, to head up to the mountain right now, because he can check, let me see, inside of Spectacle Rock, on top of it, and then he can head into Hera, but he can't get through the basement, unfortunately, without a fire source. But that is a lot of places that he can check on the mountain. It's just climbing that mountain takes so much time. And yeah, he's calling his bird. Thinking about where he wanted to go a little bit there.
He might be checking out Hobo just to clean up his red a little.
Yeah. Looks like he's gonna head to Sahas too. There's a lot of chests right there, just 3 in a row, and then the 3 possibilities in Eastern Palace. Assuming you can get to all 3 possibilities.
Yeah, it's not a bad play.
No, not at all. And they probably will, you know, force themselves into the dark rooms to get the small key at the end before the vanilla big key location. Don't want to leave that behind just in case.
Right. And I would also hazard a guess Walking Eye is going to be going Sash Eastern just to see if he can get either a weapon and or a light source before he heads up towards Hera.
True. I actually kind of thought he was going to just come out of Sahas Hut and flute again, because he could be flying around. He could fly to Desert and check the Desert Ledge while heading to Agina, and he could also go to Ice Rod Cave really quickly with that mobility. Ooh. You see that? Now that is a beautiful find. Finding the hammer means whenever Smoke does get the flute and head up to the mountain, he'll be able to head to the east side of Death Mountain through the long way around.
Absolutely, and he's making the correct play heading on down towards Zora's area now. You also get a scout of a sword on the Hylia Island.
Wow, so that's actually really interesting. This seed opened up a whole lot just now, to the point where I'm really glad that Smoke is heading to get his flute now instead of putting it off for later. Although he could be combining his efforts and using like the Catfish Zora combination, because with Hammer Glove, Pearl, Mire, that's a lot of really good gear to get into Dark World and start looking around for stuff. I see a hype cave in our immediate future. Ooh, Smoke did not head to the back of Eastern, did he? Did he get the 3 items in this dungeon?
Yeah, I'm pretty
right
sure
from
you
the
got 3.
beginning? Nice. Immediate save and quit. Go and activate his flute.
I know you got at least 2. No, you only would have gotten 2.
Yep. Big key in the hookshot room in Eastern, and then yeah, yep, that's right. But now, like I said, he's heading to Hype Cave.
Strong play. Always been a fan of the early Hype Cave check.
Yeah, and he has some options coming up with flippers, mirror, hammer, pearl. I mean, do you go into an early swamp without the hookshot?
I would say not a chance.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't either, but it's a cool gamble. After he does Hype Cave, he's gonna have to choose if he wants to go east or west from here. Walking Eye is navigating these. Hey, Fire Rod. Walking Eye is navigating that dark room very well. Okay. Red cane, or I mean the red wand, the red boomerang, and the red shield, all in the same cave. It's pretty awesome.
That is a lot of red there.
All right, looks like he's heading east, so we're not going to see what the flute kid has or the digging game temporarily. Oh, he's going to get himself a weapon. That's what he's doing. Yep. No procrastination, no putting it off. Let's go get a slashing weapon.
So also with that map check that Meth did, we know now that Pod and Skull are the other 2 pendants, and Swamp.
Swamp was 6, I believe. It's one of the red crystals for sure. And what the red crystals are is there's a bomb shop in the Dark World where Link's house is, and a pink bomb, a big bomb, will show up there after you beat the 5th and 6th crystal dungeons, and that big bomb allows you to get into the Fat Fairy Cave for two more chests. Sorry for cutting you off there.
No
I got
worries
excited.
at all.
Got excited about the map check. Walking Eye is navigating a dark room with the boomerang. It's a little bit more difficult than using a sword. But he's doing an okay job, I think. He's not throwing the boomerang very often, so that shows me that he kind of knows where he is. Yep, there he is. I do believe that is a green, red, and blue potion for these guys. Well, for Walking Eye at this point. Ooh, smoke heading up the mountain. I like this. Almost synced up.
Yeah, I would say this is probably the A1 choice right now in Meth's toolbox, just because he does have a weapon, has that hammer, has a fire source now, can full clear Hera.
Yeah, the big one. The big one is definitely that fire rod that he found in Hype Cave, so he can actually get into the basement of Hera if he needs to. Now, that's not even going to save him any time if we get into Hera and find out the basement isn't required, of course. Then Walking Eye, isn't losing any time for having to return to Tower of Hera with a fire source. Of course, I could also put my foot in my mouth and the lantern could be in, or on the mountain or in Hera.
But yeah, alternately, it could be big if there is an item of progression in that Hera basement.
I wonder if at the end of their mountain adventure here, either of these guys will come back to Spike Cave. They do have cape and a lot of sorted potions, so they could get through it. Oh, and they have the net now too. That's really cool. Big key in the basement of Hera is a good sign. It's a good start. Ooh, but there's the map. A little bit of trouble with the beetles there, but he did not fall in a pit. Smoke got through it all right. See how Walking Eye handles these beetles. Oh yeah, he has that hammer. Just one hit kills. It's pretty nice. Moldorm upstairs is going to take 3 hammers for Walking Eye, and he doesn't have much of a choice but to use his hammer to kill the caterpillar. I think Smoke will end up pulling out his hammer as well, just because it's so much faster to just 3 hammer Moldorm. Nice bumper strat. Walking Eye going for the bomb jump here. Nicely done. Saved himself a little bit of time over Smoke there. Smoke came into Hera a little bit before he did, and strats like that caught him up, just a tiny bit, but that's enough.
Yeah, it's about 20-25 seconds saved.
Ooh, and then right out the window because he jumped in a pit, trying to cut corners across that top bumper there. You can squeeze right across the top of its sprite without interacting with it. Barely missed. And yep, Smoke does pull out his hammer for the Moldorm fight. Oh, Walking Eye, go around. He'll get it. He'll probably go around this time and be frustrated with himself for getting the bomb jump. Great fight. Great fight for Smoke.
Gets the second item, so the basement is not required.
Yep, that is correct. So Walking Eye isn't going to lose time from a revisit to the mountain for Hera, at least. It's pretty nice. Under 30 minutes for first crystal for these guys. And now Smoke's making the long trek to Eastern Death Mountain, and all of the gear and intel he can get from over here. He'll probably be on the mountain for a while. Both of these guys probably will. Especially if they find, say, the Titan's Mitts up here. Wouldn't that be a dream? Was that 20 on the floating island?
Yes, it was. Walking Eye also finishing up his fight. Good effort on that Moldorm there.
Oh, for sure. Anytime you don't fall to a Moldorm fight, no matter what gear and weapons you're using, it's a good fight. There's something so peaceful about just walking around Spiral Cave. I mean, dashing through it is fun, obviously, but walking around it's not too bad. Especially when it pays off. Oh my goodness. So, what was I saying about Swamp earlier? I'm glad neither one of these guys did that crazy gamble.
I was about to say, there's your Swamp Light right there.
Yeah, now it is pointing towards heading in there if you want to finish it. With Fighter Sword, that's pretty dangerous. I mean, not of dying, especially within the dungeon, but the boss fight Argus is quite difficult with just hammer and hook or Fighter Sword and hook.
I'm actually interested to see where both of these gentlemen go after East Death Mountain, because with Meth's toolkit, he has a couple more better options with that fire rod. He can actually do a nice clean Skull Thieves route if he wanted to, or he could elect to go to Swamp. I would say, oh, never mind, there's that bow, so now that opens up a Folkler Feature if you choose.
Yeah. Or if he wanted to, he could head through Eastern Dark World and just, clear the east side and then hook shot across the river to clear the north side of, like, the cave behind King's Tomb and things like that. Just clear it all out on his way to Skull Woods and Thieves Town. It's always kind of like picking a spot and then just working clockwise or counterclockwise around the map once you have the right kind of gear for it. Smoke has some pretty good gear right now. Mobility-wise, at least. Walk and I are having a little bit of trouble hookshotting those baby Moldorms. They can be difficult to hit, and then once you fling the hookshot out, it it takes a while to get back to you. Sometimes when you miss, it goes all the way across the screen. I'm thinking Walking Eye is heading back to Spike Cave.
Definitely in logic for him right now, so I don't blame him for that play at all.
All right, let's see if he gets the bomb jump the second time around. Also, I believe Smoke may have fluted to town and then came straight to straight to Skull Woods from there. Man, the Fire Rod and Fighter Sword, it does open up this dungeon for full completion, but it can be pretty hard to kill the moth with a Fighter Sword. He has a lot of potions in his arsenal, though, so he should be okay. I'm excited to see what Walking Eye finds up here. Smoke getting wrecked by those mummies there. Let's see if the item is worth all that trouble. Yeah, Smokey. Yeah, smart death warp. Yeah. I agree with that move. Fill up a little bit of his health. It's not much of a time loss, especially if you're just going to play it safe with low health anyway. Womp womp. Little heart piece. That was quite a time sink for one item, trying to bomb jump back across the pit and then head through the northern part of Death Mountain. Cost a lot of time, but at least it's not on the back of his mind now. Let's see him. He's going to get his Fire Rod as well. And then I wonder where he'll go from there.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he scouted out the sword on Hylia Island either.
I don't believe he did. I don't think he's done hobo or even jumped into the lake at this point. Going to the hype cave, the hype red cave this time around. Smoke seems to be leaving Skull Woods. All right. Walking Eye is heading south. He is going to go into Swamp Palace, I think, without a sword. This is pretty awesome. I like his faith in his own abilities. This is a really cool play.
Here's that fourth bottle.
Wow. Full stack of bottles. That's another thing. At least Walking Eye and Smoke, they do have a lot of gear, or a lot of bottles with healing items. So, Walking just uses red, but I think he still has a blue, if I'm not mistaken. No, he used his cape, didn't he? Yeah, he used the cape. He didn't even have to use the bottle. He should be fine until he gets to Argus and has the menu boss. Unless, of course, he finds a sword here in Swamp Palace. While Walking Eye's searching this enormous wet dungeon for the 6 items it contains, Smoke's going to be clearing out the Village of Outcasts. Finds the blue cane. I wonder if that blue cane and cape combo is going to make him think he forgot something in the Spike Cave, which we know it's a heart piece, so it's not important, but we'll see. Big key in very first chest of Thieves Town.
With the compass in the second chest. I really do like our runner's route divergence right now. Walking Eye electing to go to Swamp because he didn't have the Fire Rod in hand, nor does he have a sword to really value in Skull. Whereas Meth does have a sword, does have that fire rod and bow, hook shot. He just kind of opted for the safer play, going skull and thieves first. So really no fault to either runner, but it's quite awesome to see this early on such route divergences.
Yeah, and their options are near limitless at this point. I mean, Titan's Mitts would open up a lot for these guys, but you know they can go and finish Eastern. They can complete Palace of Darkness, Thieves Town, Skull Woods, Swamp. All this stuff is on the table. Hey, Walking Eye finding the second sword that we know about in his first sword. It's really good.
He's probably quite happy to find that.
Yeah. I'm not sure if he will use spin attacks to kill the puffs on Argus, or if he'll just do the menu boss and hammer the puffs, switching between hook and hammer back and forth. But at least now he won't be nickel and dimed for time all over this dungeon for not having a sword and being able to defend himself on the fly. Good routing here for the small key. Save a little bit of time by going through this room. It just dawned on me. These guys have, a crystal each, but they also have 12 hearts. Well, Walking Eye has 11. That's a lot of health, considering how few dungeons, they've even visited.
Yeah, they're pretty well stacked for early on. Really just missing the arsenal and the swords.
At this point, it's anybody's game. We're gonna have to see what these dungeons have to offer, and I could see one item really trolling both of these guys. No idea what it could be at this point. I doubt it would be Titan's Mitts, but Ice Rod, that's a possibility. Still have Samaria to find. Too early to tell. Too early to tell what's going to happen in this race. So far, other than that sword, doesn't seem like Swamp has too much to offer. Smoke's grabbing up the Maiden. Not much in Thieves Town either. So both of these guys heading into dungeons and not really finding much. Well, Walking Eye did need that sword pretty badly. I wonder if he will get the Master Sword from, or if he'll find out about the intel in that Dark World, or that Lake Hylia island. Going through Dark World to get to it. If he can't find another sword sooner, that could cause some problems later on, much later on. But we'll see.
Absolutely, and it is a pretty free spot for you. You just have to know it's there.
I bet he's aware of a couple of the places he's already left behind in lieu of saving time. Smoke, being a crazy man with all that health and opting to just hammer blind instead of using the sword he has. I know that Smoke can kill blind very quickly. The speed running quick kill, if you will. Just chose not to. Just hammer her instead.
Just having some fun with it. And also, Walking Eye did find the silver arrows in one of the chests of the Sunken Way.
Oh, nice. Okay, so that's pretty amazing. And that means that if or since he chose to come here before going to finish Eastern or knock out Palace of Darkness, it's going to make both of those dungeons a little bit easier when it comes to the boss kills. Ooh. Yep, spin attack, Argus fight. Let's see how it goes. Just tank the hit.
Oh, baby. We got boots.
Yeah, we have dirty boots. Oh, man.
Yeah, I don't really think that Meth's gonna care if they're dirtied or found at a yard sale. He's just happy to have them right now.
Oh, for sure. So in this seed so far, we've gotten a soggy ocarina and some dirty boots. I like it a lot. Walking Eye gets his second crystal. That was a pretty good Argus fight. He took a few hits. I mean, he just tanked the hits. But those spin attacks, not bad. And he did switch to the hammer for that last hit, so I was kind of right on both accounts.
It was a pretty solid fight.
Oh yeah, with low gear, it's the best you can do. Re-entering the dungeon to check the sixth item location in the big chest.
Naturally, the seed's gonna put it there.
It could be another one of these treks for a waste of time, kind of like Spike Cave, but it could also be something quite important that it's really easy to, just run past. I don't need that one item. It's not going to be important.
Yeah, in Walking Eye's position right now, he elected to check Swamp very early. So that's one of the main reasons he did left side right away, and he can't skip on this either.
A little bit of defense. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, it's not bad at all to find that. So
no, sometimes blue mail and red mail can lose you time, unfortunately, because you have a bunch of health and you have this great armor and you just start tanking hits everywhere instead of defending yourself. You don't realize how much time it can actually cause you to bleed. But it's still nice to have. Still nice to have. Walking Eye's heading into Dark World now. So Fire Rod and Sword. Smoke didn't finish Skull Woods earlier, if I'm remembering correctly. So maybe they're both heading to the same place?
he might elect to check out Graveyard and King's Tomb right now.
That's what it's looking like. Yeah, it's a good combo to knock these two out at the same time. He could also head further east afterwards if he chooses, and just swim across the river to head to Catfish.
Right. Meanwhile, Walking Eye is electing to go into Skull here.
I'm curious to see if he finishes it out and heads to Mothula with just the fighter sword. Ooh, Smoke went for that 100% strat. Drop a bomb as soon as you walk in and throw it over the pots after you pick one up, and it's quite difficult to get. Just came up a little bit short and didn't blow open the wall. Still a valiant effort. Walking Eye using invincibility frames, the invincibility frames of the Gibdos, hitting it with the skull off the ground. Really good move. Being able to just walk straight through an enemy to get to that key chest. Come on, King's Tomb. Aw. Grave Robber. Walking Eye is also leaving Skullwoods behind for the moment. Looks like Smoke's doing the Palace of Darkness and Eastern combo. I could see Palace of Darkness holding on to the Titan's mitts. Or the Lantern. That happens quite a bit. As long as it's not blocked behind the dark rooms, as long as you can get to the rooms, it could be in there in quite a few locations.
Or the lamp could be in Skull.
Oh man, it very well could. Well, it could be a whole lot of places at this point. I don't think either of these guys have went to the desert at all. So there's a little bit that we could be doing there. Getting a little bit of intel again. All right, first chest and pod. It is a small key. A lot of times when you find an early bow in the game and you come to Palace of Darkness, for some reason that chest that he just opened will be just a random item instead of a small key, and the bow lock. You know, it's letting you know, hey, this dungeon is bow locked. Go find the bow. You should have found it already. But both of these guys have it, so not a big deal. And yeah, Walking Eye is heading into Thieves Town as well. I doubt he'll leave after the first 4 chests. He'll probably finish it out as well. There's no reason to bail on it at this point. When he makes his way to Pod, I forgot about the mimics also. Let's speed up those rooms a little bit fast, or speed up those rooms a little bit, having those silver arrows as well. And Mire shield. Mire shield for smoke there, behind the mimics. Walking Eye's rupee count falling on 666.
There's
Oh,
mitts.
hey, Titan's mitts. What a beautiful find. Let's see if we can find some more nice stuff in this dungeon before heading out. Ooh, missed the floor with that bomb. I like the equipment differences between the two. Just the aesthetic differences. You know, Walking Eye running around with the red shield and blue mail, and Smokes and green mail with the Mire shield. It's pretty cool.
All right, so on Walking Eye's side of things, he's going to finish up Thieves here. That's going to give him his second Fat Fairy Crystal, so he'll probably be routing in towards that with the South Loop leading there. And on Meth's side, I mean, he has Titans now. The world's his oyster, has so much opened up. It's going to be really interesting to see where he goes from here.
Yeah, he can spend a bunch of time putting his new progression items to use and wasting that time. We thought that this seed was open before. It just opened up even more. So again, just a lot of choices to make. At least we know he's doing the Eastern Pod combo to begin with. I wonder if he'll head to Swamp pretty early on, find himself those silver arrows, the Master Sword, as well as another crystal for the Fat Fairy too. I'd imagine Walking Eye routed into these 2 crystals on purpose, not just because they were the convenient dungeons to head to.
Actually, some sharp routing there, and Meth actually did get half magic in the Dark Rupee room there.
It's really nice to find. But again, that's one of those items, like he found the Cane of Brian, or Cane of Birna, the cape and half magic and 4 bottles. He's going to end up going to Spike Cave. Mark my words. He's going to think he forgot something there. Seed's screaming at him to go there. Oh, barely missed. He gave himself too little time to get back into position.
Yeah, and from that position, in order to reset the floor, he's going to have to go down the stairs. So he's just going to go through the dark maze now.
Yeah, it's going to be quite a pain. But if you have the key to burn, it's not as, it's not much of a difference from the bomb jump to going from north to south in the dark maze. He seems to be handling it okay. Heart container in the dark. Looks like one of those Dodongos was giving him a little bit of trouble. Oh, okay, he got it. He killed it. Sometimes they'll just gang up on you, and you have no idea. Just have to sit there and tank the hits and hope you either kill them or, they run away. Almost there. Let's see how Walking Eye handles the Scary Maiden. Also opting to use the hammer. The swagger is very strong.
Yeah, this is great.
You really see a huge sign of respect from these guys, knowing each other and knowing that they're going to be putting on a show for you guys. Which I gotta admit, this is a pretty good race so far. I mean, anybody that uses one of the canes for blind, that's always awesome as well. Now where does Walking Eye go? I'm thinking he's heading to the digging game from here. This is really good routing on his part. Whereas Smoke went west from, Dark Link's house. He went west from there and then had to circle all the way around and then, head back to Kakariko Village. So I like Walking Eye's routing a lot.
Very, very clean.
And he's got to be excited to see those. Smoke is in some of the hardest rooms to do in the dark. The Turtle Party rooms. He does have a fire rod. Yeah, that is what I expected to see. See him light up the room a little bit with that half magic fire rod. Nice. Nice. Not too much of a turtle party. Handled it pretty well. Walking Eye is showing great dexterity with those boots. A lot of really short dash turns and, yeah, really clean dashing. I can tell he's happy to find those boots. Yeah,
Wouldn't you be?
Oh, of course. And look at this routing. I hate to sound like a broken record, but, finding the boots by heading south after Village of Outcast and going straight to the Big Bomb. He's got to be happy with himself right now, just in general.
Okay, I'd be really impressed if he goes for Hylia Island with that bomb. Do it. Do it. Oh.
No, he's not. Clean movement from Walking Eye there. Walking Eye's overworld movement stealing my attention from Smoke's awesome Helmasaur King boss fight. How silly is that? Pulling out the wooden arrows. He's gonna plug Helmasaur King a few times. I guess he got some other hits first.
Yeah, it was pretty bad RNG from Helma for Meth's side, but he did trip it out, had the bottles, and yeah, finished him off.
There's his red pendant. Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Excuse me. That is amazing. We know where 3 swords are now. Walking Eye, I expected him to go without Master Sword for a while. I even said it earlier. Because Smoke found one on Lake Hylia's island. So momentarily, Walking Eye could have the entire red gear, aesthetic red gear that I absolutely love. Tempered with red mail and fire shield. So cool. Nope, he's going to get his Titan's mitts, and I guess these guys are going to be on the same path for a little bit.
Certainly seems that once Walking Eye gets those Titan mitts, all bets are off on where the other progression items are going to be.
True. Smoke did not go into the dark room to get the small key earlier during his visit to Eastern. And he is missing the compass. I hope... Well, he changed his mind. What? Oh, okay.
He's sitting in the dark room.
Yeah. Nice.
Also, falling into a common pitfall of a lot of runners is forgetting they have the fire rod for this room.
Yeah, whenever you first walk in the room, you can just spam fire rod forward and hit a torch that's between the two green Igors. Still, he handled it in the dark very well. Here we go. Let's see how Smoke handles the Armos Knight's wooden arrows. Ooh, looks like he's got it. And no extra arrow. But finding that compass, he knows that that vanilla big key chest, or vanilla big key location, he knows that that's just an item now, and he doesn't have the lamp to get to it. If he heads back in to go all the way to that location, that's going to cost him a good chunk of time. No, he's not heading in.
I didn't think he would. I mean, we don't have the lamp yet this late into the game. He's probably feeling like the lamp's going to be one of the last items to find, so very unlikely that would lead to anything.
True. It could be. It's a safe guess that it's junk, and we know that it's not important. This is a pretty cool play, just going straight to Ice Palace, not searching overworld with the mitts, not heading up to the Death Mountain with the mitts. Nope, it's going straight into Ice Palace.
Yeah, I can dig it.
Yeah, there are 3 items to be found here in this dungeon. He has everything to complete it. You know, he has multiple damaging fire-based weapons, and the hammer, the hook shot, the cane, or not the cane, Can of Samaria. Ooh, that's still eluding these guys. Good choice to switch to the hook shot and kill these penguins with 1 hit each. Nice. And a small key in the first chest of Ice Palace that allows for the cleanest route, the most optimal route through the dungeon, especially with the type of gear that both of these guys have. So whenever he gets to the 4-way with the spike block in the center of the room, we'll see if he just heads directly east from there or saves it for going south after the 2 ice golem room. I don't know. Ice Palace can be routed so many ways. Clean Stalfos.
It's definitely one of those dungeons that takes a long time to kind of understand the different paths you can take and just figure out which one's more optimal.
Yeah, and having backup plans for your backup plans is pretty important in Ice Palace as well. If you miss, there's some of the bomb jumps that if you miss them, you need to know where to go from there to not be wasting keys or wasting too much health. Ooh, there we go.
The discovery of that spin bomb lineup, though, it's made it very safe to do ice without, like, say, a hook shot now.
Oh, for sure. The only one I have trouble with is the hook shot blocked bomb jump. That's the only one I really need to put practice into. Nice. Low percent double bomb strat there from Smoke to kill the penguins. Always a beautiful strat. And yeah, he's heading into the east side of Ice Palace.
Meanwhile, we have Walking Eye having no problems at all with the Dark Room in Pod.
No, not even the slightest bit. I mean, he got hit a couple of times, but he still managed to get through it very, very quickly. Oh, Smoke finding the big key there for Ice Palace. Sometimes you don't want to find the big key because it just leads you back through the dungeon that you could have routed, in an optimal way.
Walking Eye is making the play to skip Helma.
I kind of like it.
Excellent call.
It will come back to bite him if pedestal is required. But that's really the only danger he's in at this point with that choice. I think that finding those Titan's mitts for Walking Eye has his sights set on you know, denser item locations, maybe like Dark Death Mountain. It's a lot of stuff to check. A lot of intel to get as well for both of these guys. They can find out what the requirements are for the metal entry dungeons, Misery Mire and Turtle Rock. Two medals each, though. They have a good chance of being able to get into those two dungeons. Not finish them, or not even enter Turtle Rock, though. Still missing that red cane, that cane of Samaria.
Walking Eye actually showing off the fire rod strats I was alluding to earlier by just utilizing the fire rod, getting that torch, and getting clear visibility.
Yep, very fast.
Good stuff.
His pod Eastern combo has been very quick, especially with him just opting to leave Palace of Darkness and head into Eastern and finish it out. And those silver arrows just cleaning up all these Igors.
He's also got the sword advantage right now too, so that might come into play here.
Yeah, hopefully Smoke gets himself into either Swamp Palace, which a lot of NMG runners, for some reason in Rando, we like to skip Swamp for as long as we can. There's a sword waiting for him there. He could also... Well, there's two swords waiting for him there, technically, because he would get the Master Sword there, and if he goes and does Fat Fairy immediately after Swamp, which is a nice, you know, just trek north 3 screens, he'll get Tempered as well. But man, if he puts off Swamp, that's... I don't know why some of us do it. We just won't go into Swamp, even if we have everything to full clear super early on. We're getting our first desert check. Yeah, desert ledge, just a 20.
Yeah, if Meth puts off Swamp any longer, he's probably going to hope to go-mode it, so he'll probably ride around it, but that might do more harm than good with the sword and Silver's bow being in there.
Yeah, no joke. The last thing you want to do is a Master Sword only Ganon fight. They have a ton of gear and a lot of bottles, so it's not a big deal to survive, but it's going to cost a lot of time in comparison to, say, Tempered and Silvers, or even Master Sword and Silvers. That final phase is brutal with the blue sword. All right, Cold Stare is down for for Smoke, and Walking Eye is heading into Agina's cave. I'm really hoping for something important in here. I love important items that get left behind for the first hour when you could have gone there right from the get-go. Hey, Smoke. I got interrupted. I was going to say Smoke's going to Swamp to get his 2 swords, and Walking Eye finds Tempered.
There it is. There's their 4th sword.
Yeah. 4 swords. For us viewers. Walking Eye's heading up to Dark Death Mountain. It's what, 7 items he can get pretty close together. I like it. He almost went to that Dark World portal in the south there of East Death Mountain, but he's changed his mind. He's going to head up and actually open up the gate open up the portal into the top of T-Rock. It's a good idea. Just get it open now, if you can.
Yeah, it'll end up saving him time because he'll save and quit from the Super Bunny Cave just to save a little bit of time coming back up.
Oh, for sure. And even if he doesn't have the medallion to open it, having the portal already open whenever he has to come back up later on, that helps a little bit too. I've seen races get determined by little things like the front of T-Rock being open already for one opponent or not the other. Or, you know. All right. Super Bunny Cave. It'll have something all right. Titan's Mitts were the last big progression. And these guys haven't really capitalized on that a whole lot. I mean, Smoke went through Ice Palace, which they were required for. But there's still a lot to do. Oh, he also did Northern Dark World with those Titan's Mitts. I was also very wrong. Waiting for something good here. Smoke right around the corner is about to find himself the Master Sword.
Walking Eye's pretty particular on Overworld right now. I wonder if he's going to go for the Hammer Peg, Smiths, and Purple Chest.
I've noticed, I too have an affinity for overworld searching. Just get it over while you can. He doesn't seem to be putting it off at all whenever he can. Hey, look what he's about to get intel for. Will he go for it?
It's been there the entire time. Tough to say. If he can route it in, sure, but he's already done Swamp. Not really a good time to really go back for it now, especially doing Fat Fairy.
Maybe on your way to Ice if you wanted to. You know, go there from... I don't know. Yeah, maybe. Because whenever you're heading to Ice, you can go through Dark World in front of Link's house, and then head south from there. Hey, he put off Hobo and Ice Rod Cave from very, very early on. The flippers were in the Baby Moldorm Cave. Smart move, just pull out his flute and flute to the... Yep. He's going to check Ice Rod Cave right now. No, he's not. I'm wrong. Oh, you were wrong too, though. He's not doing the Titan's Mitts Village of Outcast stuff. He's heading to Ice Palace as well.
Everybody's wrong.
Everybody's wrong all the time. It's Randomizer. That is the rule of Randomizer. Just you're always wrong, even when you're right.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Meth going for a little bit of a friendlier Master Sword Argus fight.
Yeah, just hook and slash him a couple times. It's probably about the same amount of time as spin attack, even with the Fighter Sword or the Master Sword. It's just tedious.
It's gross.
Yeah, it is. Walking Eye is going to have a lot easier time here in Ice Palace with the Tempered Sword. So his ice will be sped up a little bit. Beautiful single silver arrow from Smoke there.
And as I said, that Walking Eye was very particular to Overworld. It seems like Meth's very particular to Dungeons this seed, so I would look for him to go to Mire and Desert area.
Yeah, the Mire Desert combo is right there for these guys. And now Smoke has been like he has the red pendant. I wonder if he's concerning himself with the Master Sword pedestal, or if it's just one of those things, if he's in the area, he might as well finish the dungeon and get the pendant. Because that could cost him a whole lot of time if he keeps that up. And it doesn't pay off in any way. Good routing though here. Both of these guys doing dungeons in opposite order.
Uh-oh.
He doesn't have a portal in front of Hyrule Castle. Oh, it's 100% muscle memory.
Got him.
But there's no portal. Yeah.
Double got him.
So why would you leave the bomb? It's that 100% muscle memory. I know it is.
Yep. That's muscle memory 100%.
Yep. Or that's another thing. Good point from chat there. If you mix up your seeds, sometimes you're like, oh yeah, I beat Aga. I've got a portal up there. But unfortunately, he did not. So the only way he can really speed this up is maybe with hookshot. Meanwhile, Walking Eye is making a very quick route through Ice Palace here, going the same way that Smoke chose to go when he went through. All right, little bit of time lost there for Smoke. Totally forgetting. It can't frustrate him too much though. He's about to find himself the blue mail and the tempered sword. The swords and the different tunics are progressive, so even though, you know, Walking Eye found the Master Sword and the red mail in these chests, Smoke's finding, you know, a stronger of one and a weaker of the other. It's pretty cool how that works out. Alright. Mire out and flute immediately. Ooh, I think you called it. Yeah, Solsky, you called it. Here's his direct dungeon play for the Desert Mire combo. Very nice bomb jump from Walking Eye. I haven't seen the bomb jump from the bottom of the pit too many times. I've only seen a couple people take advantage of that one.
I can't actually say I've ever seen that before.
Most people try to stick to bomb jumps where after you drop the bomb, there's not a lot of movement to get into the correct position. And that's a really nice one. It looked like he just sidestepped a little to get across that pit. You can also tell he's very comfortable and very practiced. He's really owned that skill, that bomb jump. Now I want to see more from him. Yeah, he's Walking Eye is going to use the hook shot to hook through the block as it's getting pushed. It's a little shortcut through that room instead of having to bomb the floor.
Meanwhile, we do see Meth picking up Quake on the Desert Torch. That will open up T-Rock.
Yep, he has all 3 medallions. That's no longer a concern. Still looking for a few things. Both of these guys are. All right, Cold Stare. Let's see how you handle a little bit stronger weapon, a little bit stronger sword. Good start. Nice. I think that was damageless. Pretty sure Walking Eye didn't take a hit at all during that Cold Stare fight. Very clean.
Great fight, yeah. Meanwhile, Meth's picking up both items in Desert, just decides to peace out, not going to deal with Lamo. And it looks like he's just going to go right into Mire.
Yeah, this could turn into quite a few things. It could turn into a vanilla or French vanilla Cane of Samaria location, which that's super trolly. It could turn into like maybe the book, and that book leading to one of the progression items or one of the go mode items that these guys both need. Of course, if Walking Eye is heading up to Skull Woods now, both of these guys have been there. Smoke, I think, has been in the vicinity a couple times now, and neither of them have completed it. Nope, Walking Eye's going somewhere else. That overworld. Ah, right, King's Tomb and King's Tomb's Cave. As well as Bonk Rocks. Okay. At least he's routing it all together. Misery Mire has 2 items to be found. There's not really a correct way to route through this dungeon, much like Ice Palace. You can backtrack on one floor and hope to find, you know, both of the items, or at least one of the items. No, there is one of them, a bomb capacity upgrade. Or you can just head straight to the torch rooms, especially the torch rooms in the basement, where there's a long cutscene for the wall to move. Some racers will choose to just clear everything they can before going down to that one, and the backtracking costs you a lot of time. Especially if you have to leave and come back to this dungeon. Oh man. It's actually really complicated because of the crystal path, the crystals and small key combinations, to find the 2 items and the big key to finish the dungeon if they have Cane of Somaria.
Right, and Vitreous could be guarding that second item in Mire.
Yeah, he can. It's always a pain when that happens. But at least then yeah, you're not in the right place. Come back later.
Walking Eye right
Not a
now,
whole lot.
checking something we haven't seen yet in Quakefish.
Yeah. I believe both of these guys did the combo for Zora earlier.
Oh my, Vanilla Red Cane.
Yep, that's I think that's the second one I've called. Titan's Mitts and then Cane of Somaria. It's pretty good. That is an amazing find, but he still has to find the big key. And then he's just gonna finish this dungeon.
Then he has Ice Rod to worry about, but at this point his options are getting limited.
Yeah, his options are getting limited, but he still has quite a few. I'd imagine Walking Eye is going to head in there as well.
Myth, on the meantime, doing one of the worst dark rooms in the game, but does get through it quite nicely. All right. Oh, he's making me so nervous. You have bottles full of amazing liquid. And powder.
Use them. And powder. Don't mushroom the anti-fairy. There you go. He's making me nervous, but at least he's keeping me on the edge of my seat. Beautiful first phase. And there's a clean Vitreous fight. Walking Eye making the gamble as well into Misery Mire. He's going to be very happy when he sees that Cane of Somaria. And I'd imagine both runners are going to assume that they have a huge advantage for finding a vanilla item location. Most of the time in Randomizer, any vanilla item location can be a huge pain. It's like heading into Eastern without the bow and finding it there, or a really painful one is hammer bow combo in Palace of Darkness. So Cane of Samaria is not that bad, but both of these guys still could have put it off for a little while and did, you know, single item location checks. Speaking of wasting time, Smoke getting squirrel blocked a little bit there. It's a great enemy.
Looked like he's having a very calm conversation with the stunned Nedrock there.
Yeah, just staring it down. Smoke will be clearing out the Super Bunny Cave and Hookshot Cave, which we've already seen, and we know the Ice Rod is not located there. So I'd imagine he heads into T-Rock and just hopes that's where Ice Rod is. At this point, I mean, we're looking at what, maybe tablets, maybe pedestal, or there's really not a lot of other options. Some of the Dark World or Village of Outcasts, Titan's Mid locations. Walking Eye is routing the same way through Misery Mire, so he's about to find himself the Cane of Samaria. This probably is a more optimal route if you haven't found, or if you've only found one of the items, one of the two items, and you haven't found the big key. You're gonna end up heading downstairs anyway for one or the other, usually.
Yeah, I'd definitely say it's the better route.
Of course, there's no guarantee that it's down there. I waste time. I waste time going all the way back across the main room. Cane of Samaria. As per a lot of randomizer races, it is coming down to an item that can be anywhere, except for behind Trinex. Or no, yeah, that's the only place that it cannot be. Well, you know, G Tower. It's a race for Ice Rod.
Ice Rod historically has always been the worst go mode chase because, as you've alluded to, it can literally be anywhere but Trinex and G Tower. Really not ideal.
Yeah, and when you haven't done a majority of the fetch quests, and you come into a dungeon like T-Rock without the items required to beat it, you start finding things like shovel or book. It just causes a lot more anxiety. Did either runners check the lumberjack tree? I feel like they both did. I just don't remember what it was. I think one of them checked
I don't
it.
think Meth does.
Okay. Well, as long as one of them has intel, so we have the intel.
Right.
I'd imagine he would have went there a long time ago to get his ice rod, if that were the case. If that's what it was. Good darkroom navigation from Walking Eye. Ooh, clink in the wall, though. Starting to get shot there.
This is why it's the worst darkroom in the game. It's
Oh, I jinxed
so
him.
nerve-wracking.
He had it in the very first drop and then got shot, but he gets through. He did get it right off, you know, that very first block that he dropped landed right on the button, but you can accidentally push it a little bit on the right side, even when you think you're clearing it completely with your sprite. Good use of Cane of Brian with the half magic to get through that bouncing spike.
So just a quick recap of the locations we haven't seen where Ice Rock can be right now. Back half of T-Rock right now, that Meth is kind of exploring. I don't believe we've checked out Hammer Pegs, Bat, Purple Chest, or Smiths. And then, of course, our friend the Pedestal is alive and well play, and the Green Pendant for Desert.
Yeah, that would be just like Sahasrara to be holding onto the ice rod.
But but you really can't blame any runner that wants to go to T-Rock first, just in case it's here. It's gonna waste a lot of time otherwise.
Yeah, it is a gamble if you have to come up here and double dip. Of course, that's always painful when it happens, but it's much more painful to full clear the overworld and other dungeons just to find out the ice rod was in, you know, the chain chomp room or what have you. Clean mimics there. Aw.
Equally clean, vitreous fight too.
Yeah. These guys have shown that they don't have any problem fighting bosses. Ooh, man. Smoke will probably head out the back of Turtle Rock here to open up an extra, you know, an extra portal back to that entrance, a safety cave, or a safety entrance, if you will. Oh no.
There's those fetch quests you're talking about.
It happens when you start running out of locations and you're missing like 1, maybe 2 items. Of course you're gonna find fetch quest gear. Dark maze. Dark platform maze. There's the button. Really clean. Now this is a place where a speedrunner of the vanilla game would really excel, because your muscle memory can take over for you when you're in this room with just the slightest visual cues, like those fire bars spinning. And as you guys saw, that was very fast.
Visual cues, timing, yeah, everything at your disposal. Oh no, there's some
Oh,
more.
what did I do?
So we got every fetch quest now, guys.
That's not my fault, I swear.
So
I
I
have
hope
no
you're
idea
proud of
what-
yourself, okay, guy.
Oh, I am very proud, Solsky. I want one more. Oh, that's the map. Yeah, he's got a fail. So let me see. He has the 2 tablets to check. He has the digging location, and the digging location could lead him to checking things like the peg caves or the purple tackle box or any of that stuff that these guys have missed out on so far.
Yeah, I would say he routes Shovel to those 4 locations locked by the Titanics for sure. Well, 3 with the powder as well.
If he was feeling really ingenuitive, and if this isn't the ice rod here, it's not. He could have started from the Village of Outcasts and then headed south with the purple chest to go ahead and check the Bombos tablet while he was down there.
Oh,
that might
he's
be
doing what I was saying he should probably do as well, and that's a pet check. Please.
Yeah. Ped check is a pretty good idea, because then you're not wasting
There it is.
time. Yeah. Then you're not wasting time looking other places when you could know all you have to do is go get the other two medallions.
Right, and this is a very critical point in the race, so he wants that information as soon as he can get it.
And to get that information, he's going to have to lose some bombs to that thief.
Alright, what do we got?
Oh, you can't blind pull. You don't have it all.
It's not
Nope.
air.
It's unfortunate. Still a lot in play, though. Like we mentioned before, these guys got into T-Rock. Sahasrara with that green pendant. I could see it happening. Smoke is going to clear out the Village of Outcasts, Titan's Mitt locations, Black Rock locations, things like the pegs and probably the Bat Cave. Head south from there.
Right, and those are, of course, the locations we know both runners have not checked. Meth, I believe, has not checked Wakefish as well, so he's going to have that on his mind.
Oh, that's right. Titan's Mitts were early in Palace of Darkness, I believe, on the east side ledge, the drop down. So those Titan's Mitts could lead to and they also had her hammer very, very early. They could lead to like this being the lantern. So I'm sure at least the lantern's going to be found in his little routing through Village of Outcasts. Ah, bomb capacity upgrade. Ether tablet. Because of going outside of T-Rock and then heading back in, like through Mimic Cave and all that, you can't just mirror back to the entrance and easily get to the Ether tablet. Sometimes finding like the book in Turtle Rock, you just want to turn around and climb straight back up the mountain to find out. Especially Smoke has not done Spike Cave either. We know it doesn't have anything important in it, but it's something he could have done a long time ago, and the seed kind of was telling him to go there. Yeah, lamp smiths. It's clever. The lamp ice rod combo would be pretty painful after heading all the way up the mountain. Oh, nope, bombs. Yeah, he's just gonna flute. Just flute to 7. Or flute to 4 and go back into the Dark World behind the pegs, I guess. I like that. Instead of just walking all the way down there.
Saves a little bit of time.
Walking Eye finding the shovel, stands there for a split second and just stares at the chest. Thanks a lot, Turtle Rock.
Yeah, I think he knows what's coming. I'm intrigued to see if Walking Eye goes right for those fetch quests, or if he makes the play for the Smiths and Purple Chest as well.
Oh man, they don't have a lot of options at this point. Yeah, I'm thinking it's a tablet. Bombo's tablet having a ice rod, that'd be pretty clever.
Would be, and I think Green Pennant will probably end up being the last thing our runners both check at this point.
Yeah. Ooh.
So we're down to Ether or that Green Pennant now.
Yeah, considering we're only an hour and a half in, this has been a full clear, a really casual full clear seed. Like, it wasn't super linear at the beginning, but it's still, you still ended up doing everything. Or both of these guys have. So it all comes down to, yeah, what Walking Eye decides to do in what order. Like I said before, I think Smoke's going to do the Ether and Spike Cave combo right here. If it's not on Ether, then we know it's Green Pendant, and Hasrala has had Ice Rod the entire time.
Walking Eye having a little bit of difficulty with the Dark Room in T-Rock right now.
There she is. Climbing right back up the mountain, getting that Ice Rod. Smoke is in go mode. Wow. And yeah, I would like to also point out something that you guys duly reminded me of. He skipped a couple of chests in Swamp Palace, and he could have easily just started dipping into dungeons that he skipped things in and wasting a ton of time. But instead he did some overworld and went straight back to the tablets. Now what's Walking Eye gonna do? Ooh. Having trouble with that red beetle. Sometimes it just will not leave you alone. He has very little health though. That mirror shield, it's not a big deal, but Walking Eye hoping for Ice Rod and finding the book, of course. I hope he heads straight back to the mountain and checks Ether Tablet, but he has less incentive to do so, seeing as he did Spike
He's
Cave.
doing it.
Oh, oh,
Very nice play.
and the routing, like, I would have imagined him just, calling the bird and flying over to the other side of Death Mountain and climbing up there. Nope. Very cool routing. I've liked his routing this entire seed.
It's very heads up because he might feel behind not finding the ice rod here, so he's gonna go for what T-Rock just gave him, and it's gonna pay off in spades.
It's kind of an assumption to make, but he might also not remember or not know if he has both items from Hera. He didn't have a fire source when he came here earlier, so he was forced to skip the basement, even though we know it was the compass, I believe.
Also, if he positioned himself correctly, he's gonna have that drop down that he can mirror right back to. So he's gonna have that portal available to him, and he's gonna catch right back up.
Yep, that is the best part about going out the ferry door in the back of Laser Skip. There's a cave there you can head in and catch a couple fairies. Some people use it for that. Nope.
He's gotta remember which one. Oh, missed it.
He'll head back up. At least he knows now.
Yep.
Very cool.
So it's gonna cost him about 30 seconds here, but it's still gonna save him a very large chunk of time.
Oh, for sure. Especially when we find out how Ganon's tower is going to fare during this race. You can really make up a lot of time gambling in G Tower.
He's right back to him too. Wow, this is a great race.
Wow.
If he didn't go down the wrong one, he probably would have been right neck and neck with Meth right now.
He might have passed Smoke if he would have jumped down the right one first try. I mean, maybe. Look how close they are. Well, no, that bridge takes a long time to ride across, but still very close.
Like you said, G-Tower Reading could all come down to that.
Oh, for sure. You know what it could also come down to? The Ganon fight, things like that. The refights of the mini bosses, Light World mini bosses. G Tower has a lot that it can throw at these racers. Wow, in the same room after an hour and 38 minutes and a wide open seed. Very impressive. WalkingEye cleaning up first phase of Trinex. Nice. Some explosions and crystal animation separates the two.
Alright guys, well Meth opens up G-Tower. What chest do you guys think is going to be containing the Ganon's Tower Big Key?
Do you know what my guess always is? For anybody? For everybody? It's one or two. It's one or two. I get 2 votes because I'm special. It's either the first chest or the second chest they open. It's that east side, the Hope Room.
Yep.
Where Smoke is heading.
I always go for Firebar for my choices.
Firebar is an awesome room to find the big key in. It doesn't happen very often.
I call that room maximum punish, because if you go right side and then you find it there, you're just like, ugh.
Yeah. Not even finding a small key in the Room of Hope, as some people are calling it. So he's gonna have to use the keys as intended going through the west side of GT. I wonder if WalkingEye gambles and just keeps. Well, he can't. If he doesn't find anything good in the tile room, then he can't gamble east side at all. He's not going to. Shucks. Ah, shucks. I was hoping he would. I would imagine both racers think they're in a good position, considering the Cane of Samaria vanilla or French vanilla location. And then, I mean, Smoke might think he wasted quite a bit of time because he did looking for the ice rod, leaving the mountain and doing a bunch of overworld. Clean boomerang strat there with Smoke. A couple of clean boomerang strats, nice. Just to recap on what has happened in this seed, one of my favorite parts was these guys found different swords, shields, and armor in different orders, very, very different orders. And it was really fun to watch the seed unfold for these guys as they split up and went different directions. One of the sword upgrades and one of the armor upgrades were in Fat Fairy Fountain. Which, let me see, Walking Eye did Swamp first and then Thieves Town, right? And then Smoke did it the other way around. Just very, very cool seed, very cool race. And these guys are still looking for the big key in GT.
And they're still very close to each other. Wow, taking a rare pitfall there.
That's a bad pitfall to make, too. You have to just sit there and wait for the screen to scroll slowly back. He doesn't know it. These guys don't know where each other are, but he can't be affording falls like that or even the slightest little mistakes because Walking Eye is just beasting at this point. Okay, Smoke gets to redeem his Eastern Palace Wooden Arrow Armos kill with Silver Ice Armos. Nice. It was a cool little strat there to dash upward. I haven't seen that before. I like it. I think he's going for the swagger at this point. Ooh, East Side. East Side GT. Here we go. Okay, Solsky. At this point, do you skip tile room?
Yes. Yes.
Do you?
Yep.
Oh, I don't. No way. Beautiful, beautiful Kano Samaria strat there. Oh, I'm gonna have to ask Smoke where he learned that. It was really, really well executed. Just a cane dash, kick the cane off the wall and head to the door. Yeah, I think I'm right on that swagger assumption. Oh, now I have chat and you guys like VTorp, just always skip the tile room. Yeah, you always skip it. And sometimes you always skip the tile room with a big key in it.
I'd have to feel really, really behind to go to that first, especially in this scenario. And there's the big key.
Oh, second to last chest. The last one he could have checked being that really, really crappy tile room chest. But at least Walking Eye didn't make the mistake of, the mistake that I would have made, waiting for a chest with nothing in it. Walking Eye seems to be going out of his way for another small key. I guess he just did that so he doesn't have to worry about farming the mini Helmosaur upstairs. Because there is a free key you can get up there. As long as you have one small key and the big key, you can finish the rest of the dungeon. And, a few arrows, of course. Nice mimics. Let's see how Smoke handles the gauntlet here. Another one of those places you just bleed time. Yeah, G1 was really fast. Oh, decent G2.
Good play using the arrows there.
Yeah, took a bone to the face, but still quickly. Almost through. Oh, I like that dash strat. And then plugs the red horse head with the silver arrow. He is through. He is through the gauntlet. While Walking Eye heads in. We are a gauntlet apart from each other, guys. This race is super hype. Oh no, Smoke! You gotta shoot him in the head, Smoke. Get him. Oh no. All right, Landmo 2 is down. Holy moly. Walking Eye also just cleaning up this this gauntlet area of G Tower.
Yeah, that's good heads up to dash to the left there through the track, avoiding the BMO singling for that Zazak because he was heading north. You never want that Zazak to head north on the left side.
No, once he does, then you start running the opposite way on a conveyor belt that slows you down, and then you end up on the north side of the room getting shot by lasers sometimes, and it's just not fun. Ooh. Okay, Walking Eye also having trouble with the Landmo 2 a little bit. Switching to Fire Rod with half magic. It's a good play. Turns it into a 2-cycle.
Yeah, so we remain basically a floor apart here. This is anyone's race.
Yeah. Smoke getting his small key from that Helmosaur that I mentioned a moment ago. He's gonna grab himself a magic refill here. Oh, a health refill as well. Maybe just so he can be a little bit riskier during the Ganon fight. Maybe tank some hits from Fire Bats if he needs to. All right, one dash and one spin. Beautiful, beautiful Moldorm too. Holy cow. This is good. This has been a really good Ganon's Tower from both of these guys, considering it's been almost a full clear of the dungeon. They've both made it really, really, really fast, considering the end of the dungeon, the tower part of Ganon's Tower. And now the wonderful Aga 2. That was a triple,
setup.
but I don't think it counts. I think it's a double.
It is a double, but that's a really safe and smart setup there for the first.
Pulling a double off that second one. Yeah, double, double, double. Triple double, I like it.
Triple double, yeah.
Especially with that second pattern. It was an ugly pattern. I expected him to get at least one hit, but nope, he pulled off a second.
It was very veteran on that first cycle to set up for the spin rather than slashes and just get the easy double there. Is impressive.
Oh, for sure. I mean, if we're telling ourselves the truth, it was triple, double, triple, and it was invincibility frames.
Yeah.
You just can't double hit them. Or what's worse is when Aga goes up in the ceiling a little, or in the back wall a little bit, and none of the balls hit him.
All right. I hope no one in chat's hungry because Ganon's talking about food again.
Oh, I'm starving. So, oh, look at this. Yep.
Textbook NMG right there.
Yeah. Gorgeous dash hits, spins while the bats are out. 1-in-1 is a common term used during the Ganon fight when his first phase and his second phase, he only has, one of both of those, or one of each. That's the 1-in-1 strat that you want to pull off with Tempered or better. Woohoo. You got a double.
Meanwhile, Walking Eye about to enter into his Ganon fight now.
Whoa. Beautiful.
It's just a little too late because as Meth is finishing.
Yeah, just waiting for the fanfare while Walking Eye begins the fight. Let's see if he gets the 1-in-1 also. And there we are, Smoke finishing with an official time of 1:49.52. Beautiful, sub 2 hour basically full clear seed. Good game to him.
Yeah, and I understand that Walking Eye is still waiting to finish here at Ganon, but just shout outs to both runners here. This was a great race. To keep it sub-2 on a full clear and to be this close, really impressive stuff.
For sure. Especially with very different play styles. We had one going, overworld clearing left and right, and we had Smoke going into dungeons every chance he could, and they still kind of came out the other end with similar times. Walking Eye made some gambles that were really, really nice, caught him up a lot. Smoke made similar gambles, like not going back to Swamp. That saved him a lot of time as well. Let's see if he wants to get in here and chat with us. I'm sure he wants to take a little breather after that, especially, he's going to find out here momentarily how quickly that race could have went sour for him. One Ganon fall,
Yeah, and it's this close. It's going to be down to like really arbitrary stuff, like you mentioned, like Walking Eye accidentally dropping down the wrong pit, leading that T-Rock portal could have easily been the difference maker. That's how close this was.
Oh, definitely. Some failed bomb jumps here and there could have changed the outcome of this race for sure.
And Walking Eye is now finished with an official SRTV time of 1 hour 51 minutes and 33 seconds. So basically a minute and a half between the two. Very nice. And we're just looking to see if any of our runners would like to join the interview. All right, and we're joined by Walking Eye. What's going on?
What's going on is I need to practice some stupid Turtle Rock Dark Rooms. What's going on? What's going on with you?
All right, and we're joined by... Yeah, it's a little tricky from time to time.
Tricky from time to time. That's the easiest dark room in the game. But in all seriousness, I was looking at whether or not my opponent was done during Aga 2 and at the end of Aga 2, and he wasn't. And then I looked up as I was going to click done, and he was done. I hope it was as close a race as it made it seem here. So GG's to my opponent, and congratulations to him for going 1-0. That was an interesting scene. I had a lot of fun with it. Yeah, props to him. He must have had much better execution than I did, because I felt my routing was pretty strong.
Your routing indeed was very strong, very impressive. Execution-wise too, you look great. I mean, you both had a very strong race on to that end, and it was quite a close race for the most part. Matt did look a little ahead going into T-Rock quite a little bit earlier, but you made the play, my friend, to go into Ether very, very early and caught right back up.
Oh, so he didn't actually go to Ether immediately?
No, he took off to Village of Outcasts with the Titan's Mitts, the shovel, the book, and after Bombos, he went to Ether, and he still hadn't done Spike Cave, so I was figuring he was going to do that combo, and then there it was, Ether, and you did the back door to re-enter T-Rock, and it just saved you so much time. Really.
To be honest, I've done that. I've gone to Turtle Rocks many times in my randomizer career in hopes of the Ice Rod being there, and it never seems to show up on time. But when I do that, I always make sure to go and save that back door and then check just the overworld, light world locations first. And it's never been useful until today. So I was happy I did it. You even saw me jump down the wrong part of Death Mountain to get back to it because I didn't know which hole it was because I had never actually jumped back down. But yeah, my plan from there was to go to Ice Rod Cave, and I picked up Shovel, and I was like, all right, well, I'll go do Shovel first. That would be really good if it were there, and then I'll do Ice Rod Cave. And I picked up Book and was just like, well, Ether Tablet's right here. I'll do that first. And I was feeling good. I was feeling good after I picked up the Red Cane and Mire, and I was feeling good after I got the Ice Rod after from Ether Tablet. But I admit I was shaking a little bit, and that dark room Mire, the dark room,
right?
No, I mean, like, Mire dark room did hurt me a little bit, but that wasn't as bad as the Turtle Rock dark room, where I'm just like, he's gonna finish any second now, and here I am scrambling around in a maze that should be the easiest dark room in the game.
The extra nerves that are coming along with it.
So
he actually found the lamp in I think from the blacksmith, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, the blacksmith had the lamp.
Yeah, I mean, you got to skip something. And lamp is something where normally I feel very confident in my darkroom ability, but struggled a bit today. Have to work on that, practice a bit more, bring myself back to where I'm feeling confident about it again for my next round. But GG's to him for clearing more than I did and still beating me. That speaks very highly of Meth's execution. Definitely give Meth a follow. You'll be able to see a lot more good routing and good strats from him there. So definitely give him a follow. Congratulations to Meth on winning this race.
Well said, Walking Eye, and good game to you too as well, sir. Your gauntlet in G Tower, for instance, really, really clean, and both of your guys' boss fights were spectacular. We're gonna go ahead and pull Smoke in here, see how he feels about this silly seed.
Is he here? Where is he? I don't see him. Oh, there he is.
There he is.
I got him.
How you feeling, Smoke? So, you want to know how close that race was and how it got to that point? We just let Walking Eye in on the routing choices he made.
I felt that it was going to be close throughout, not in that close.
His routing was really, really, really clean. He doubled up a lot of places, and his routing pushed him to catching up with you. And if it weren't for some minor mistakes, it would have been a very, very close race, like seconds instead of minutes. His T-Rock, he used the backdoor portal save to go straight to Ether Tablet for Ice Rod and then jump back down. He did jump down the wrong ledge, but
one thing that I should have done.
It was fast. It was very fast.
Hindsight's 20/20, I guess.
I mean, like I was saying earlier, it's something that I've done every single time in there, and it has never paid off in the year that I've been playing Rando. It's
I do it
never
all the
paid
time.
off. Yeah, and today just happened to be the day. But I mean, it speaks very highly of your execution that you didn't do that, and we're still able to get it done. So, congratulations, man. GG's. I wish you nothing but the best of luck in the next round. And again, for all the people out there, give Meth a follow here.
Follow both of these runners. These guys put on a great show. Smoke, how do you feel about that seed, about that race?
It started off kind of slow, but then it picked up really nicely. And then for Ice and Mire and the
yes, that's right. Samaria was in Mire. My favorite part about the seed was the ocarina, the flute being at Zora, and the boots being at Digging Game. That was really cool how that worked out.
A dilemma at first: either go get the sword. Game, so I kind of messed up on that. But
Smoke, this is definitely a race that you should go back and watch, because you and Walking Eye separated very early on with how open the seed was, and chose to go different places at different times. And your gear, your sword, your tunic, and your shield were just different the entire time, just switching from one place to another. The swords were in really cool locations. We know where all 4 of them were as an audience.
Where was Buttersword at?
Agina's cave, I think, is the one that you missed, or something like that.
Yeah, definitely didn't check that.
Good game, by the way. I don't think I even told you. Congratulations on your first win of this enormous tournament.
That was a really good team. I like that team.
I made some predictions during the seed. A couple. They turned out to be true. Some of them did, and they were pretty terrible. The fetch quests being in Turtle Rock was one of them. I just knew it was a possibility.
Yeah, that was kind of crazy. What was it? Book into Rock?
And the shovel, yeah. That shovel is the first place that you headed to after you left. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
But first, it's,
All right, well, again, good game to both of you guys for just putting on a really good show. You both, get this, you both killed blind with the hammer, even though you both had fighter sword when you went there at very different times. So a lot of swagger involved in this race.
That's funny. I'm sitting here, and I do have people that watch me that really like it when I do hammer blind, mostly because I'm bad at it. So they were excited to see that, I'm sure. But I just want to thank you guys again. Thank you for commentating. Thank you to Meth for putting on a good race for everybody and for kicking the crap out of me. Give this guy a follow. Give the commentators a follow. Give the restreamer a follow. Give everybody a follow. Tracker follow.
Good game.
Tough job. So and I wish you, Meth, the best of luck in your next rounds. I'm hoping to see you in the top 128 bracket. Here we go. I'm still alive.
That would be awesome. You guys should
Get some
both
practice, and I am super rusty right now.
Oh, we couldn't tell. I mean, your execution was still pretty clean. A lot of muscle memory came back. Yeah,
Fat Fairy.
Man, congratulations again. I think we're gonna send you guys to another channel. Like Walking Eye said, follow the runners, follow the trackers, and the restreamer. Just everybody follow everybody. This is an awesome community. There's always randomizer going on. Hey, Solsky, thanks for doing commentary with me. This was a lot of fun. It's nice to get back out here and do this again, especially with such a great race to start out the tournament. For me, that is.
Not a problem. Thanks for commentating with me today, Kenny. And just once again, just shout outs to the runners. What a great race tonight. Yeah.
Routing versus execution, even though they both complained about their own routing and their own execution. You gotta love that, guys. Yep, we are going to get out of here, though. There is a race going on, I believe, in SG4 and SG5. Or is that randomizer 4 and 5? I will let you guys know. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out. Again, awesome race.
Thanks again. Have a good night.
Yep, SG4 and SG5. See you guys there. Good night, everybody.